A message for my people.
Nick Dad, baby. We the new label.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, son.
Now this the black sheep sticking its home. I need a crib like I'm Gatsby.
I need it.
In hand, just understand my pockets
that deep.
with nothing to prove. I ain't got nothing to do. When they can't compete and I got nothing to lose. You see, they told me I'm the one that's gonna
Yes.
benefit.
What's good, everybody? Welcome back to Veterans Minimum, the number one sports betting vibe on the internet. I'm your host, Nick Dais. All things me are at Nick Dais 10. All things Veterans Minimum are at Veterans Minimum. Thank you for the support as we continue to grow the show. Closing in on 28,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel. It's free to subscribe, so go on and subscribe right now if you're watching. Rate, review, comment, hashtag. What else they got to do, George?
Yeah, the first comment wins. That's the goal. So you want to be first, make sure you write first. And yeah, let's get a little competition going, and then maybe we should give the person that wins first the most like an award or something at the end of the month.
We gotta start giving out merch.
Yeah, I think that's the first thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, and maybe it's, Nick, dare I say, an exclusive one of one that has like first somewhere on it, you know?
Okay.
VM logo, but somewhere on it, number one.
Yeah, because I could definitely make merch on the shop. Merchandise.veteransminimum.com, by the way, to get your merch.
Mm-hmm.
But we can make it custom where it could be just for social media giveaways. I like
Yeah.
that idea. We'll come up with something. I completely forgot we had to do the giveaway for the Maurice Clarett helmet. I actually spoke to him today. Shout out to Maurice Clarett.
Yes.
We'll do that Wednesday. We should have a guest on Wednesday, fan of the program.
Mhm.
We'll wait and see what happens. Never like giving that away
Right,
until
right.
we do record it. But we're back, bro. Not like back the show, but we're back with the bets. The bets came through. Man, last Monday, bro, it was a rough show to try to get up for after going like 0-23 on my bets. And then Thursday night football, I think 6 for 6, monster Thursday night. Rolled that into the UFC over the weekend. Hit a bunch of bets on there. Then Sunday I hit a soccer bet also. Then I hit some NFL bets. Would have been nice if at least the 49ers kicker could at least get us to push at 6 or -5.5 for the Monday winner. Remember, Monday winners last week were the Bengals plus 6.5. They almost won that game outright. That one was covered. And then we had the Niners at -5.5. That game should have been covered. I feel like that was the right bet. It's just this kicker missed 3 field goals and almost got strangled by Deebo Samuel, which we'll get to all that in a little bit. But George, you're relatively new to the betting world. Obviously, when you're friends with me, I'm a terrible influence, but I'm a fun influence, and you're going to be degenning. Have you experienced the roller coaster ride of, I don't even want to do this shit anymore, to, oh my God, we're so back?
Yeah. Nick, I understand one thing and one thing only. The playoffs is where I thrive. So I know that there's going to be periods of time in the regular season, both in basketball and football, where I feel like, what the hell am I even doing? And I'm going to be honest, in the dead period, I really thought I was going to bet a lot of the Olympics this year. And then my big parlay shits out on the very first leg. Sha'Carri Richardson in the rain, 100-meter dash. Fucking the worst possible scenario. So, yeah, I hit my ebbs and flows, dude. The contest, I recommend contests for everybody. It keeps you honest and it keeps you focused on, hey, we got to go 5-0 each week. And if the fucking Lions didn't have Jared Goff throw 5 interceptions, I cover. And I'm 4-0. And I'm pretty sure the Rams could come back and win tonight, Nick. And that could have been a 5-0 week for me. But yeah, dude, I go through my flows. I would say right now, compared to last week, similar to you, we were ice cold last week. We were freezing. It was tough because Ross's boss posts us making our parlay. It goes 0 for 3, and it goes to show how quick the tables can turn, and we're close to playoff football. A lot of implications in these upcoming weeks, and there's some teams that have quit, and we have to exploit those teams. So I'm very excited about betting as of right now.
Yeah, I texted you earlier today, and I did my best Joe Namath. I said, I'm guaranteeing 5-0 this week, bro. I think this is my favorite slate of the year. So much so that when we do Monday winners, I'm going to parlay my 5 picks. 25-1, all against the number.
Wow.
Take that for a teaser. Wait till the end of the show for that one. You mentioned the Lions. I kind of want to start the conversation there.
Okay.
I think I might have done it again, bro.
What?
Might have jinxed Jared Goff the way I did the Jaguars last year.
No. That, my friend, is I don't know. That Jared Goff, I swear to you, it's this moment in time every year with Jared Goff. He has one game that is just like, it humbles where he's at, because he had it with the Rams. I remember these games. It's right around the beginning of November. He'll be on a great slate, and then you can't set the bar too high for him. And people were, they were giving him the MVP. And all these like little mid-season award shows, not ours. Because, I mean, we did like say, hey, look out for it, but he was never going to win it.
Yeah, we were saying how if you wanted to bet it now, it'd be good to take a stab at it. I think he was like 8-1 when we said it.
Mm-hmm.
And he comes out and he throws 5 interceptions. Do you think that was just a bad game? You know, shit happens, prime time.
Yeah.
Or is this something that is going to be the reason why the Lions don't go as far as they hope? Because, look, they ended up winning the game, right? And there's another part of me that thinks that it's destiny for them to make the Super Bowl. Because who else wins games like that? I think I saw a graphic that Matt Ryan was the last quarterback to do this.
Yeah.
Like way, like, you know, like in the early 2010s, he did this and won.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but I remember seeing a graphic. It was like the only quarterback to throw 5 interceptions and win. I'm pretty sure it was Matt Ryan.
Yeah, 5 interceptions and no touchdowns, and still win a game.
Yeah. Well, he threw the 2 touchdowns to St.
No,
John.
I know. So it wasn't that. I do remember the graphic you're talking about.
Yeah, just 5. The 5 interceptions, right?
He played horrible. All I needed him to do is play just half horrible. Throw 2 picks. 2 picks, respectable. They were really dialing up the pressures, bro. So I give it to D'Amico Ryans. He got the boys looking right, because I remember looking at this line at the beginning of the week and just being like, how in the world, coming off that Jets loss on Thursday Night Football, and we all know where the Jets are right now, are you going to price or put the Lions at 3.5 points? And they were right. They knew it. Vegas knows when Jared Goff's going to have a terrible game. And I don't think they think that this upcoming week. I think they're favored by like 13.5 points. It's insane.
Oh, yeah.
Versus the Jags.
They're monster favorites in that. Here's the thing, bro. I think yesterday was an example of why I've always felt this, even before I started doing content. Wins and losses is not a quarterback stat. You guys, if you're following me on social media, I've posted this everywhere many times. It's not. There was a playoff game that Peyton Manning threw 3 touchdowns and 300 yards, and he lost. And then there was another playoff game where I think Vinatieri against Baltimore hit like 6 field goals, and they won. So he gets a win in one of those games, gets a loss in another. There was, back in 2006, Rex Grossman. The Bears are who we thought they were. He got a win in a game in which he had 2 fumbles and 4 interceptions. But Devin Hester scores the 2 punt returns, and Dennis Green, RIP. The Bears are who we thought they were, ironically enough, on Monday Night Football, right? So Jared Goff gets a win yesterday, and he's 8-1 on the year. Whoop-de-doo, Jared Goff. But that's why QB wins and losses are not a QB stat. I don't think so. Joe Burrow, we've been saying, he's the MVP this year. Probably not going to come close to it because his team can't stop anybody. And he's throwing 400-yard games, multiple touchdown games. Has been carving up the Ravens. 2 losses.
Mm-hmm.
So, to me, Wins and losses are not a quarterback stat. And I think if you watched the Sunday Night Football game yesterday, that was explained to you.
Yeah, pretty loud and clear. Like, it's the run game of the Lions that will get them to the Super Bowl. I think that was made abundantly clear, especially late in the game when they really committed in throwing situations. So many NFL teams would have thrown the ball given that exact same scenario. And what do? Toss to the right, power to the right, follow Penei Sewell. He will get you what you want. And Jahmyr Gibbs, bro, he looks like he hasn't played for 10 weeks. He looks so fresh. Like, I don't understand how so many teams missed on him and the draft.
I don't think that they missed on him. I just think that it's the position that he plays that is not valued as much as it once was. That's all. Look, he's been great for them, but I don't know if that was a pick that you really needed there. Like, Montgomery's been solid. You brought him in free agency. You still had DeAndre Swift there at the time, I believe.
But Nick, think about this. They committed and so many NFL teams don't do this. They don't commit to saying this is exactly what our football team's going to do. They said they are going to be good at running the ball and stopping the run. If you want to be good at running the ball, you need 2 good running backs. So I think this was definitely a part of their plan. There's certain franchises that do random shit because you don't know what their coach is thinking, or you don't know where their ownership wants to take the franchise. So the Lions are a firm lesson in that. Like, you can find solace knowing that you guys are going to run the ball very well. And they did last night. And thank God they did, because Jared Goff looked terrible. When he's bad, it looks
bad.
Like a backup. Like, he looks like a
sure.
Tim Boyle, like a Mike White. To that level.
Yeah, when he spirals out of control, like you saw there. And the other thing, I want to talk a little bit about Houston, because as I was watching Houston, George, I like them, bro. I didn't like them coming into the year just because of the hype was so crazy, right? They were the 3rd favorite to win the AFC. They were like the 7th favorite to win the Super Bowl. And I feel like the public perception of them, year 2 for CJ Stroud, they get Stephon Diggs. This was the team. We were talking about them all last year. I was really upset that they made the playoffs because I would have been all in on them. But I'm watching them yesterday, and they're going to get Nico Collins back. I think Nico Collins, if he plays yesterday, they win that game, even though they blew that lead that they had. I think he's that valuable to CJ Stroud and to that offense. And I think if you really think about it, he might be one of those players, like I said last week, probably going to be worth half a point or a full point based on what he means to that team, and especially how now you don't have Stephon Diggs and you need Nico Collins coming back. I think he'll be back this week. He was a late scratch yesterday. But, dude, Will Anderson didn't play yesterday. I like Joe Mixon. You text me something on Thursday saying that the Bengals probably have 3 more wins if they keep Joe Mixon.
Yep.
Because dude doesn't fumble. And
he's a first down getting running back. Like, he's not a flash type of guy. He's downhill, and that shit matters in the NFL. Like, you see it with Derrick Henry. There's a lot of those scat back types, and he's consistent. So yeah, Houston found a good one. This is like the right time for them. They got Dallas next week, then Tennessee and Jacksonville. This is a murderer's row. They're gonna annihilate those teams.
Yeah. Murderer's row in their favor.
Yes,
not that they're
correct.
going up.
Correct.
Totally, for sure. And the interesting thing about them is I think that they're locked into the 4 seed. Because I think Kansas City, Buffalo, and whoever wins the North is going to have 1, 2, and 3 in whatever order that goes in. And I think the Texans coming 4th, if I am the Texans, I would want to maybe try to get to the 3 seed, because you're probably going to play either the Steelers or the Ravens in that first round. That's a rough matchup for you. So I think that the Texans are clearly going to win their division. Especially when we get to the Colts. Jaguars are a mess, like we've explained. And, Tennessee is Tennessee. My favorite bet of the year was the under 6.5 wins for the Titans. If I had unlimited money, I would put all that shit on that. If my life depended on something, I would have bet the under on the Titans at 6.5 wins.
I would have told you crazy.
As they're currently 2-7.
Yeah,
So
terrible.
Again, the Texans, I like them. CJ Stroud yesterday made a couple throws that were uncharacteristic of him. And, all these kickers have been hitting 50-yard field goals. It's kind of become expected, and you forget that, a 58-yard field goal is still crazy to attempt, and that's what happened there. I actually had the under 49.5. So when he missed that, I didn't post it or anything. It was just like I'm watching the game, and as the game is going, I'm like, this game's probably gonna get under, and the line didn't change. It was what it was pregame. And when he missed that field goal, I was like, all right, Detroit's gonna go down there and kick a field goal. So I was happy for that. Yeah, man. Look, Danielle Hunter, NFL best 54 QB pressures, and they didn't have Will Anderson, and he still was the most efficient QB pressure rate in Week 10.
Yeah.
So that's another reason why I like the Texans too. Like the Texans, they're gonna get Nico Collins back. They're gonna get Will Anderson back, and their defense too, bro. They make plays. Like I love Petrie. I talked about Petrie like 3 years ago as a rookie. He's nasty, bro. He's everywhere on the field.
He's Buda Baker 2.0.
Yeah.
Yeah, that same archetype that just flies down, but he weighs like 175 pounds. Yeah, they're a great team. And let's not forget that when the 49ers were at their best, DeMeco Ryans was calling that defense. And yeah, like they have that capability of being a lockdown team when it matters most, and it's a simple defense too. It's like I was talking to somebody over the weekend just about how much of the NFL is a chess game really, and having safeties like Petrie really help open up different blitz packages, and the Texans showed it. And that's somewhat of a Super Bowl matchup possibility, dude. I wonder what that exacta was before this game. I'm pretty sure it was probably like around 60-1.
Texans and Lions?
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds about right. That didn't even cross my mind. I know with Detroit, definitely a Super Bowl caliber team. And I'm going to just chalk it up to that just being a bad outing for Jared Goff. I'm not going to react too much, but if he comes out again and has a couple turnovers, I think that's going to be something that people might start saying, he might be spiraling, because you're seeing it with Sam Darnold. You're like, oh, this is why this dude's been on 4 different teams. So you mentioned the player that I wanted to highlight because I'm a fan of loyalty. Mm-hmm. I'm a fan of someone that when shit goes south, you're not jumping ship. You're not abandoning the ship.
Yep.
You're staying through all the fuckery. And like, bro, Buda Baker, this guy is all over the field for the Cardinals. Their defense continues to be amazing in the red zone, which is really where it matters. Arizona hasn't allowed a touchdown in 2 weeks and hasn't let an opponent hit pay dirt in 3 consecutive home games. Remember, Rich Gannon, defensive-minded coach, you're finally seeing what he wants to do with this defense. And Buda Baker just everywhere, bro. 9 tackles, a sack, 3 tackles for a loss, pass defense. And, I keep saying, like, the Jets schedule, I've been saying this for 6 weeks now. It's not happening. They're toast.
Yeah.
They're toast. This team looks like they want nothing to do with this season. Rodgers, you know what Rodgers reminds me of, bro? Have you ever had a friend be with a really shitty girl? Like just a toxic person, but they just like, you're like, yo, Nick, she's bad news, bro. Yeah, but I've had so many good times with her, and maybe she's rich, or maybe she's like the hottest girl I've ever been with. I haven't had anyone this attractive my whole life, but she like puts me through domestic abuse, verbally assaults me in public, which is the biggest pet peeve of mine. Like, yo, don't embarrass me in public. In private, you want to be like, yo, Nick, you did some hoe shit back there.
Right.
Cool. But in public, don't do that to me, right? Yeah. And the Jets are just publicly being humiliated by Aaron Rodgers. He's gotten the coach fired. He got all his boys hired that had no business to get hired. He brings his boy in because it's going to change everything, and they seem to not be in sync. Like, yo, I thought y'all played together for a decade in Green Bay. You were my favorite duo, and they were my favorite duo to watch. Like the hand, back, shoulder, like that shit was beautiful. And it's just bad, bro. It's just bad. And like Rodgers is a toxic girlfriend that makes you stop talking to all your friends. And then when y'all break up, you're like, yo, where George been at? Oh, you're single again. That's why you're back around, right? Everyone knows that guy. Everyone has had the friend that's been in that relationship. And that's exactly what it is with the Jets. They've swung and missed on number one pick after number one pick after number one pick. If you go back to Mark Sanchez, and then they had Geno Smith, and then they had Sam Darnold, and then they had Zach Wilson. They bring in Aaron Rodgers. Maybe we get the veteran presence in there, and maybe shit will be sweet. Nope. Toxic as fuck, bro. And that's exactly what it is. And you're a big body language guy. Holy shit, does the body language look bad, bro? It almost looks like the offensive linemen are doing Any Given Sunday. No, not Any Given Sunday. Remember the Titans where they let the guy sack them?
Well, yeah, that in the longest yard too. That
in the longest yard. Yeah. Like that's what that looked like, bro. Because he's just getting the shit kicked out of him every single week. Yeah, I'm done with the Jets. I've kind of been done with the Jets. They are completely eliminated from the playoff picture. I don't care how easy their schedule is. Teams are now looking at the Jets like, oh, this is a layup.
Oh, 100%.
And I think yesterday
100%.
Arizona just completely destroyed their playoff hopes.
Marvin Harrison Jr. Also put on. And I think Kyler Murray also put on. By the way, that helmet flying off of Kyler Murray from a blindside sack, one of the craziest tackles I've seen in a while. Just optics-wise, seeing the helmet go flying 20 yards. That was sick. But yeah, the body language from the entire Jets team is we don't know if we're going to be on this team next year. If they could transfer, like if this was college and these NFL players could transfer, I don't think there's more than maybe 7 players that would say, hey, I want to stay and help build this franchise. You're talking about like 40 people would probably be like, hey, if I could get out of here, I would love to get out of here. Which, Nick, I keep saying this, and I might be starting my own wave. NFL, you know how desperate you want to move teams overseas. I think it starts with the Jets. I think the Jets deserve to be the first team that is moved. Who get Munich if they want it? London, cool. Maybe Mexico City? Mexico City might be a good one. Getting good with the cartel.
Yeah.
Get the NFL a lot of money.
Why not?
I'm giving you ideas. You can't have 2 bad teams in New York. Like, it's getting to the point. I think I saw a tweet that said, like, there's been like 147 losses from Jets team or from New York teams since like 2017 or something. It's just like abysmal.
Yeah.
A lot of losing football.
Yeah. It's bad, man.
Yeah.
It's bad. Let me ask you this.
Uh-huh.
Before we praise the Cardinals, I put this poll up on Twitter. Which franchise do you think is in a worse situation right now? The New York Jets or the Dallas Cowboys?
The Jets.
Okay.
Solely because of age.
I agree with you also. I agree with that answer, but I want to hear your reasoning.
It's age, because at least Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb are somewhat young. Aaron Rodgers has got literally hours left. Like, you can probably start a countdown clock. Maybe a year and a half left in the league, dude.
Bro, I mean, I'm expecting him to do the Vontae Davis, just walk off at half. Like, I'm done with this shit.
I would love an AB take the
Antonio Brown.
Yeah,
also.
take the shoulder pads off and throw up the deuces.
Yeah.
I would like that as well. I'm wild for even saying a year and a half, but something tells me that when you got it that nice, dude, you know, you just keep riding it out. Who knows? They're in a really, really bad spot. The things that'll help the Cowboys, buying curtains for their stadium and firing Mike McCarthy. You need fresh blood in there, dude. No, and Dak's out for the rest of the year. Like, it's fixable next year for them, but not for the Jets.
I can't believe that they brought back Mike McCarthy. I think I said it when it happened too. Like, it was just so crazy, that kind of loss. Bro, another game at home, it's over by halftime. And I know Dak wasn't in, right? I get it. But still, like, Holy hell, man. And then look, they got a lot of money tied. We talked about it a couple episodes again. I think it's like 42% of their cap is tied to Dak and CeeDee Lamb. And guess what? Parsons is due. What do you do with Lawrence? Do you extend him? Deron Bland, are you going to want to keep him? I know he hasn't played much this year. But holy hell, it is getting bad in Dallas. And I agree with you because at least there they have a quarterback, right? And I think it's the age thing, like you said. They also gave him a contract that they could abandon after next season,
which is
amazing. And they're now
Yeah.
probably looking at the schedule like, yo, we're not going to have Dak. Our schedule is pretty rough. Do we try to just tank this shit and like shut down CeeDee Lamb? Be like, yo, bro, listen, you're banged up. We're not going to have you running sprints and not being able to see the ball because of the fucking curtains or whatever, not having curtains.
Yeah.
Shut him down also. Because you paid him $100+ million. Jerry Jones is like, this is a lot of money, CD. You know, this is going to change your life. You shut him down, and then you say to yourself, yo, let's try to get the number 1 pick. You know, based on the odds, they're favored to land Deion Sanders as the coach. Do you bring him and Shador Sanders in if he comes out? Yo, they're like top 5 right now to be the number 1 pick. So what do you do? I think that Dallas is in contention for that, and I know I kind of brushed over the Cardinals, but I was just curious because I agree with you. I think the answer is Dallas is in a better situation, but it's not by much. It's kind of a coin flip. And, you know, you were talking about guys leaving. As I was watching the Jets yesterday, at the same time the Chargers were playing, bro, Garrett Wilson on the Chargers. Wouldn't that be perfect? That's exactly what the Chargers, because I'm watching the Chargers, bro. And they go on and they win that game. It's cool because the Chargers now have won 3 straight games, and it's all 3 straight games that they probably lose in years past. Like a funky, because I never liked betting Justin Herbert as more than a touchdown favorite. I love him as an underdog of a touchdown.
Yep.
Absolutely love him as that. But, you know, they beat the Titans, they beat the Browns, and the Saints in their last 3 games. Not the exact order, but those are the last 3 wins. All of them, they're about a touchdown favorite in every spot. And you're like, damn, bro, this has all the makings of them going into Cleveland with Jameis Winston and laying an egg. Nope. Beat the shit out of them. Derek Carr and the Saints, man, you know, nope. Beat the shit out of them. Yesterday, Titans come in. Game was a little close at halftime. Then comfortable 27-17 lead. 17 win. And, yo, Herbert is playing at a really, really high level. He's not doing too much. And Quentin Johnson is getting open. He's doing his thing. McConkey, shout out to another white skill position player. There's not many. He's balling. Josh Palmer, Dobbins. Like, this team is very solid. I don't know what their ceiling is, but I think they're going to be a bitch to have to play, and they're going to be a tough out. Like, in the playoffs, they could go into any building because they got Harbaugh, they got Herbert, and I don't know if they have the talent to get into a shootout, but I think it'll be one of those games where it's 14-10 going into the fourth quarter, and maybe the Chargers have the lead. That's the kind of team that I think they're going to be locked in. They're definitely one of my playoff teams, which we'll get to at a segment to close out the show, because I asked George to who's going to make the playoffs in the AFC and the NFC, and we put our list together. But, yeah, man, I think the Chargers are a sleeping giant, I kind of think.
Yeah, but I'm looking at their upcoming schedule, and it's definitely got its challenges. Bengals, Ravens, at Atlanta, and then at KC. Like, that's a very, very tough schedule for the Chargers. That's going to be okay, now you've beat up on the teams that you guys were supposed to beat up on. Who are you really? And if this defensive line could keep up their pass rush, dude, it's like crazy the numbers they put out. I think they've got 18 sacks in the past 3 weeks, like you were mentioning. So if you are able to continue to also run the ball, this is what a Harbaugh offense looks like. And it's amazing that the Chargers were able to lock up this coach, because he was the most sought after coach in the offseason. And it's for this exact reason. The players have bought in. Did you see the high fives at the end of the game? So, like, after the post-game speech, Harbaugh says, all right, high fives for everybody. They're just going around high-fiving. That's like shit you can only do as a college coach.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's infusing that college energy back into these NFL players. And to be honest, bro, when you've been in the league for 7 years and you hear the same, think about the speeches.
Yeah.
How many times you've gone on a fucking knee and heard, today's the day to get 1% better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We got to do a list.
You versus you.
We got to do a list of coach speak. All right?
Cliche coach speak.
You got to live in the land of the uncomfortable. All right? When you
hard work beats talent when talent don't work hard.
Except when both teams are matched with talent and hard work, it's the unexpected enthusiasm that'll get the victory.
Bro.
All right, guys, bring it up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
oh, man.
Bro, your knee you'd be numb. Oh, yeah.
You gotta want it more. My favorite is it's you versus you. That shit makes me piss myself, bro. When I see that shit on like social media too, it's like someone just banged out some fucking pull-ups and it's like it's you versus you today. It's like you're a fucking nerd, bro. Stop doing that. This shit is corny. Gets me so angry sometimes, bro.
Yeah, that is.
But it ties into those speeches.
That's pretty funny. Yeah, so
coaches.
That's what the Chargers are doing. So if you're a fan of that, and if you believe that could win you a playoff game, then buy into the Chargers. Now, Nick, I did say they have a very tough schedule. And I've been putting you on to the Broncos.
Yeah,
maybe that's the next game that we talk about because that one was insane. The Broncos currently are in third place in the AFC West. They have a bit more of a favorable schedule than the Chargers, I believe. And you saw what they almost did this past weekend to KC. They take that game down to the wire because they complete a 3rd and 6 pass to put the game on ice, to be in full control, not give Mahomes any time. And the Chiefs are literally blessed this year with the luck. I don't know what has gotten into the water in Kansas City. But it's that secret stuff from Space Jam. That's what they're on.
They might be, bro. They might be. They're finding new ways to win. I'm glad that you brought this up because in this economy, Broncos +9.
We love to see it.
We did say it. We don't like Mahomes as a favorite of more than 6 points. They were 9-point underdogs were Denver. And look, man, it's in division. You're right. You had given out the Broncos a couple weeks ago for them to win the division. It looked crazy. If they would have won that game, they'd be 2 games back. Now it's kind of clipped. Now I think
it's for sure clipped.
Yeah, unless Mahomes goes down. One thing about Mahomes this year, we were talking about it a couple weeks ago, how the fact that he was the MVP favorite was ridiculous, and I still feel that way. He's not the MVP favorite anymore. But look, bro, if they go 16-1 or undefeated, it's going to be hard not to give him that, right? Same case you made for Andy Reid for Coach of the Year last week. The one thing that was really crazy, you know that they are 10 points ahead of second place in the sense of 3rd down conversion rate. Like they're first by like a wide margin.
Wow.
They are converting 3rd down almost effortlessly. It's at like 53%. Which is wild because we were watching the Rams game before. They were 0-7 on 3rd down. Mm-hmm. I don't know if they've gotten any since then, but it's very difficult, and that's where you make your money. And that's where I think they put themselves – the offense looks way different from what it looked like in years past. We got a little duped against the Chargers when he hit that fucking throwback Tyreek Hill bomb to Xavier Worthy. Nah, it's a lot of dink and dunk, ground and pound. Kareem Hunt is back. They're going to get Pacheco back. Mm-hmm. They're going to get some of their guys back, and they're doing it a different way. And that's the coolest thing about what the Chiefs are doing defensively. They made the adjustments in the second half. They came back, and, I think your boy Bo Nix, let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
Redraft of the quarterbacks. Give me the order.
Jaden Daniels, 1.
Without question. Yeah, say
Bo Nix 2, Drake May
so.
3,
Caleb 4,
Spencer Rattler 4.
Come on, now we're getting
No, I'm just fucking with you. Caleb, well, I mean, hey, give Spencer a fair chance. Now.
Give Spencer a fair chance. Yeah,
give the brother.
I think, bro, I really think that's the order. I think you're right there. I think Bo Nix, it doesn't seem like the moment is it's not too big of a scale for him to attack, right? And they don't really have the best weapons. You know, like this team, I think defensively is where they make their money. And they have the coaching in Sean Payton that allows him to do the things that he does. And I think this is showing you that coaching matters. And I left that game way more impressed with Denver than I did with Kansas City. Now, someone in the Discord mentioned something, and I want to bring it to you. Shout out to Jay Morgs in the Discord. Do the Chiefs remind you of the Eagles from last year? Remember the Eagles last year? We were saying, yo, they're 8-0, they're 9-0, they're this and 0, but just something weird about them. I said yes, they do. They've won 7 games by 1 score.
Yep.
But they got 1-5, and the infrastructure and the championship pedigree that makes me believe that they'll be able to figure it out, even though it's awfully reminiscent to what the Eagles were last year.
Nick, whoever this is, genius take. Jay Morgs, beautiful. Because I needed this slice of humble pie and remembering that everything has come down to the wire. They've really relied on this defense to make huge plays. Literally no points scored by the Broncos in the second half. I needed that because this is the week, Nick. This is this upcoming week is the next Super Bowl week.
Dude, this game is gonna be crazy.
I know.
Bills Chiefs, for those that don't know.
Bills Chiefs. This is, I mean, whether or not, obviously the Chiefs go undefeated or not, but I think this is kind of painting the picture of AFC Championship game. You will get a rematch of this more than likely. Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
How do you feel about getting the regular season win heading into a playoff game? Does it make you nervous? If Buffalo wins and they do the rematch again, does it make you nervous? Because everybody always says it's tough to beat a team twice in the NFL.
It doesn't bother me as much when you play one team once. I do get nervous when in division play each other in the playoffs. And let's just say hypothetical. The Bengals and the Ravens were to play again in the playoffs. I'd be very nervous if I'm Baltimore.
Yeah.
First of all, you shouldn't be 2-0 against them.
Yep.
The Bengals got to be kicking themselves in the teeth because they should be. The Bengals should be like 7-3. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, right? We get that. But that would be different because it's in division. You prepare for that team more than any other team. And to beat them 3 times, that's where I'm nervous. So in the regular season, I'm not as worried if it's a one-off like that.
Yeah.
But if it's in division, that's where I feel the way you do.
Okay. All right. I just had to clear that up because after hearing that, I think I hop off the train this week. I think I hop off. KC is going to go undefeated. Josh Allen, I don't think he's going to have a Josh Allen type game in the bad sense. Like these past couple of weeks, we've seen him kind of reverting back into like a Josh, hey, let's not give the ball to the other team. Let's preserve these drives and let's play like how CJ Stroud did to start the year last year where he threw no interceptions. Maybe not a crazy amount of touchdowns, but at the end of the day, you just need to protect the ball. I'm so excited. I'm going to ride with my uncle who gave me the lock, the Monday winner. It's going to be Buffalo this week.
Whoa, we're going to go against Mahomes in the trend?
Yep.
I say we because I actually like Buffalo in this spot too.
I know. Okay, we can't tease anymore.
Nah,
we can't tease any more Monday winner. No,
we can't tease anymore.
That's the end of the show.
Yeah.
Nick's going to do something that he's never done before, so you got to wait till the end.
Yeah. Buffalo, by the way, 8-2. They beat the Colts. Can I just say one thing about this game?
Yeah.
Josh Allen threw as many interceptions in this game as he did all season. He's still been very protective of the football. However, I think that if you're the Colts, you got to just go back to Richardson and just see. Do what the Panthers did, right? By the way, Ursulita, you ugly bitch, you came through for us though, because I said on the show, and I quote, "Who the fuck are the Giants to be 6.5-point favorites versus anyone? I don't care if they put that game in the favelas of Brazil. No, do not. They were not 6.5-point favorites against anybody. And Carolina wins outright. They were like plus 180 to win outright. Shout out to you guys if you heard that one. But you saw what the Panthers did, right? It was shitty. It was really bad. They put in Andy Dalton for a little bit. Andy Dalton got hurt. He had the car accident. And they go back to Bryce Young. I feel like now, like, look, Joe Flacco comes in. It's dope. Look, Joe Flacco, still elite. If he comes in the first quarter of a game because your quarterback got hurt, cool. But the moment that they get tape on him, that's why he got exposed in that playoff game against the Texans.
Yeah.
I think you start to see like, oh, this is why this guy was on the couch. And he's also 38 years old and he's a corpse in comparison to what all the other quarterbacks are like in the league. And I've told you this before. I think you said that I put you onto that, where I don't like my quarterback. If Tom Brady's my quarterback, I don't want my backup to be Lamar Jackson because it just don't fit the play style of the team. So I think if you're the Colts, you just go back to Anthony Richardson and you see, you're like, yo, look, we invested a top 5 pick in you. You've been hurt a bunch. You kind of quit on your team. Now let's see, bro. Look, there's no leash on you.
Yeah.
You go out there, you throw 3 interceptions, it's cool. You're going to play the rest of these 8 games because I don't think you're a playoff team. And I just think that you just ride out with him and see what you got.
I think you got it nailed right on the head. Joe Flacco, your time's up. The time is up, especially in the Colts uniforms. There was something about the Browns uniforms that had a little bit of modern. I was like, I don't know. Joe looks like he's got some spunk in this orange and brown. The Colts uniform is iconic for like Johnny Unitas. And the more and more you see him and the way that he is struggling to evade the blitz. I mean, this poor old man, it's him and Rodgers that are just like, you're afraid. If that left tackle doesn't do his job, there could be a murder on the field. Like it's not a good look. Even if you bring in Anthony Richardson, here's the thing. Do you want Anthony Richardson to do good so you could trade him? Do you want him to do, I don't know, like bad so you could get a better quarterback? There will be another quarterback in the Colts organization included in the draft this next year. Like, or
unless Anthony Richardson just gets it together and he realizes that, like, yo, I'm not the franchise guy. I got to earn this shit. And maybe him being on the sideline has helped him. Who knows? Like, yo, bro, not for nothing. Bryce Young has been playing pretty good the last couple weeks. I know he didn't really light it up against elite competition. You know, they beat the Saints and then they beat the Giants.
Yep.
But at least you're like, oh, I see it. I get why they did this.
A passing touchdown.
There's flashes. There's him running and making plays with his legs. Like, I get that, right? Which brings me to the New York Giants. I've told you I'd be the worst GM in sports history, right?
Yeah.
I would fire guys. Like, I'd be in the press box with like my 4 Colombian girlfriends that don't speak English, and I'd be just chilling over there. 3rd and 1, you run a flea flicker in the second quarter. I go down there like, yo, give me the headset table. Come here. Yeah, assistant coach. How old are you? 31? Yeah, come here. Let's call the plays. I'm not dealing with this shit. Daniel Jones, you're out.
I love that.
What the fuck, bro?
Yeah.
This shit is so dumb to me. It's so dumb.
I don't know. They're trying to give the Germans an exciting, maybe they got an incentive from Roger Goodell just saying, hey, run a cool trick play early. Like, we need these Germans to love football.
Bro, it just makes...
They made a lot of money. They got some extra cap to spend next year on the DL.
Bro, I just think that, like, you can't put Daniel Jones out there anymore. I think it's done. 6th year in the league, 10th start of the season. I think it's LG's, bro. There's the one play where Wan'Dale Robinson is wide open and he don't even look towards him. And Wan'Dale's like, you know, doing the, like, he's reacting like a diva, but like, yeah, bro, you're open by 30 yards. He's not even giving you a look. Like, I get it, man. I get it. Sometimes it can be so frustrating for receivers. On a way lesser scale, I had to deal with that shit with like my close friends when I wouldn't throw the ball to them in like football games and shit, and we'd lose, and then they wouldn't text me for the rest of the week. Like, and that's us playing touch football on a Sunday.
Right.
Imagine you getting millions of dollars and you have incentives on the line for me to catch 60 passes and I'm wide open for a walk-in touchdown. It's bad, man. It's bad. I mean, passes are getting deflected. He's like staring down receivers, throwing into triple coverage. He's making the mistakes that I want my young quarterback making in his rookie year. He's making them in year 6. And the last 2 playoff appearances for the New York Giants in 2016 and in 2022 have been the 2 worst seasons in franchise history. Even though they made the playoffs, it was a Band-Aid on a 150 stitch fucking wound that needed to be healed up.
Mm-hmm.
And they are down bad. Fire sale, sell whatever you can. And you got to just go through a complete rebuild, bro. This is bad. Kickers, like Graham Gano was supposed to be like our best player. He's missing field goals. Tracy fumbles in overtime. Like, and I like Tracy, man, but like, what the fuck, bro? It's just, it's painful to watch. I was talking to Treasure from It Is What It Is, and White, shouts to White. And they're like, yo, are you a Jets or a Giants fan? Because I'm always like hyping up the Jets, because I was like, yo, I bet on the Jets. I'm a Giants fan. It's like, yo, I never would have guessed. I was like, yeah, it's been like, yo, my friends don't even make fun of me for being a Giants fan. Like, I get no texts like, we beat you guys. Like, dude, 2 of my best friends, my buddy Nick in Buffalo and my friend Danny, Steeler fans, didn't even hit me up from Monday Night Football. No lead up into it, nothing. We're just down bad. And I was telling them, like, yo, if my teams suck, can you at least be fun? When the Giants first got Odell, they were fun, bro. You were just watching the whole game like, this dude is going to break a 60-yard slant at some point. And he would. And it was dope. They were scoring 30 points a game. It was fun at least. All right, you won 6 games, but you were competitive. You had the rivalry with Josh Norman and the Panthers where you stepped over him. Like, that's the thing that I would want if my team sucks, but you're not even fun. You're terrible. You're awful. The whole franchise, they need a complete rebuild, and it has to start at the top, bro. The Mara family, you got to bring back Tom Coughlin, and you got to shake his hand, bro. We've been cursed ever since you made him retire. You made him retire because you didn't want to fire him, and then he got up. It's like in Giants, like it's like a not myth. What's it called? Like lore?
Lore, yeah.
Lore, yeah. Where amongst the fans, where John Mara put his hand out and Tom Coughlin walked right by him. It's like since then, you had the boat trip, you had all this shit going on. So I think you guys can tell I've been waiting to get this off my chest.
100%. I didn't write anything down for the Giants because I wasn't sure like how to approach it with you. I think you know exactly what path they're on. I don't necessarily want to rub it in your face, just like how your friends do. It's an embarrassing organization. And Nick, if I do implore just to take some advice from other teams in the league that may have won a game this past weekend with a new interim coach, it's amazing what a little bit of unexpected enthusiasm, callback, can do to an organization. It really is.
Hey, Patreon, Saints plus 3.5. That was a George pick.
Come on now.
On board.
Come on now.
Baby. Let's go.
Against the division leader right now.
Yeah.
Which is wild.
Talk about your boy, because I love this bet that you want to make. The floor is yours. Tell me your bet.
Okay, the bet that I really, 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 really want to make right now is the Buccaneers at 5-1 to win the division. I'm going to start off with the negative first, and then I'm just going to list off a whole bunch of positives. The negative is they lost both head-to-heads to the Falcons. The Falcons right now are minus 900 to win the division because of that fact. But the Falcons have a murderer's row of teams coming up, and I use murderer's row in the correct contents that time. Let's go. I had them written out here. The Buccaneers, or actually I'll start with the Falcons. The Falcons have Denver, Chargers, Minnesota. They play the Raiders. Who cares? Then they got the Giants, Washington, and Carolina. Definitely some losses in there. especially when it comes to Minnesota and Washington. They're going to kick the shit out of them. I'm hoping. The Buccaneers got the Giants, Carolina, the Raiders, the Chargers, Dallas, Carolina, and New Orleans. I really like the Buccaneers. They play tough, dude, even when all the chips are against them. This is 4 consecutive weeks in which you look at them and you're like, this team's dejected. How can they get it together? The injuries are beating them up. But when you got Baker Mayfield at the helm, anything is possible. The play with him in the fourth quarter on that last drive where I texted you, I said, Baker Mayfield is making me so proud right now. He evades 6 sacks on the final drive to get him down and kick a field goal. Like, it's unlike anything I've ever seen from a quarterback that isn't named Paul Crewe and playing for the Mean Machine, okay? He is of that caliber when it comes to pocket awareness and just wanting to win a game. If there's a photo of him stiff-arming Nick Bosa and throwing a pass, I would mural it on the outside of my house. Everybody would know that happened.
That was so gangster, bro.
It would literally for 5 yards.
Yeah.
5 yards, just holding him. The Buccaneers are for real. And they're going to get healthy here soon.
But I love this take. I love this take a lot because the Bucs schedule, Giants, November 24th, which means they have the bye week this week. So they'll get Mike Evans back. Giants at Carolina, home Raiders, at Chargers, at Dallas, no Dak Prescott. They'll probably be tanking at that point.
Yep.
Home Panthers, home Saints. Bro, 10 wins is possible. And I've told you the magic number for me is if you could get to 10 wins still,
yep,
I still give you a chance. And unlike them, they're 4-6 right now. They could afford to drop one of the games where like the Jets are 3-7. They can't afford to drop any games now. Right. So they could get to 10 wins. I like this a lot, bro. Plus 500. I like this a lot.
They're an extremely fun team. And I don't trust the Falcons at all. I think this past week kind of shows you that if Kirk Cousins is faced with a little bit of zhuzh, and that's what the Saints fans brought, and that's exactly what their upcoming opponents are going to bring to them. I mean, playing the Broncos this upcoming week is going to be the real litmus test of where are the Falcons. Minus 900 for them to win the division. Obviously, nobody would ever put money on that. But if you could find the magic number to bet against it, you wouldn't be able to find a yes/no. But if you can, take the no.
About to give you a take.
Okay.
I think Kirk Cousins has been one of the worst quarterbacks this year.
Wow. Go in on this.
Okay. So he's really had. Do you remember many years ago? Do you remember a running back by the name of Doug Martin?
Mm-hmm.
Played for the Bucs.
Yep.
Remember he played that one game and he scored like 60 fantasy points?
I don't remember that specific game, but yes, he was a good player.
There was a game in which he went nuclear and scored like 50 points in fantasy. And then the next year, everyone's like, yo, bro, Doug Martin, holy shit. And you're like, he kind of sucked last year, but he had that one monster game that inflated his numbers, right? Like, Joe Mixon last year scored 5 touchdowns in a game. Kamara's a bad example because he's always been solid.
Right.
But it's very misleading. I say all that because if you take away the 2 Bucs games, he threw 509 yards and 4 touchdowns, and then he threw 276 and 4 touchdowns. He's kind of a 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception, 1 touchdown, 1 touchdown, 2 picks, no touchdowns, 1 pick. Like, bro, he had those 2 monster games against the Bucs, and then you could throw in the Cowboys too, which, they didn't have Parsons, they didn't have Lawrence, and like, how good is that Dallas win? Like, remember week 1, Dallas beat the Browns. They're like, yo, whoa, watch out for the cat, and like, both of them suck.
Yeah.
Right. So that was a who the fuck cares kind of game when you go back to it. Like, bro, Kirk Cousins has not been that good this year. It's those 3 games that he went 11 touchdowns to 1 interception. He has 17 touchdowns, 8 interceptions on the year. And I get it, bro. You play who's on your schedule, but like he looks sluggish in the pocket. Now, he wasn't always, he was never Lamar Jackson, but he was at least able to scoot in the pocket and be mobile enough. I'm with you, bro. I like this Bucs. I like this Bucs thing. They're gonna get Evans back. They're coming off the bye. They're going into the bye. They went into overtime with the Chiefs, and then they almost had that game against the Niners. I like this one a lot, bro. I think they could get to 10-7 still, and honestly, dude, maybe 9-8 could win the division. Because you factor in the Falcons' schedule, what the Bucs' schedule is like. Sure, the tiebreaker sucks that they lost both of them to them. But, bro, I like this one, man. Plus 500. I say we go in on it. I say we put some money on that one.
I want to put a good deal of money on this. And then, Nick, I mean, if I am a future teller, I said it at the beginning of the year that the Saints would fire their coach midseason and they would go on to win the division. If it's going to happen, I've hit 60-1 bets before. The Saints 60-1 right now. Put $20 down on it.
Is that like your number?
60? I think 60 might be it.
All right, yo, for me, it's 30.
If you see 30-1, you're like,
it's like an omen, bro.
It couldn't be any better. The Saints are at 60-1 right now. I can only imagine how it starts to trickle in the other way. It's damn near statistically impossible. But if the Falcons play really bad and the Saints have the most wins in the division, that's 10. 10 wins it.
Just got to run the table.
With Rizzy.
With the Riz. I mean, bro, the more I look at it, man, like maybe 8 wins together. And I'm not saying it to back our case, but like, the South isn't exactly a juggernaut, and there isn't no juggernaut in there. And based on the schedule, I kind of like that one, man. I kind of like that one. Is there anything else from Week 10 you want to discuss? There's not much else that I want to talk about, honestly.
Let's see here. Oh, the Bears are free money the rest of the year, people. It is officially, look at who the Bears play the rest of the season. I could not be a tougher schedule. Matt Eberflus should have been fired by now. Could possibly be fired by the time this podcast comes out if they do a over Monday night firing. They're free money the rest of the year. If the Patriots were able to do that to them, it doesn't matter the number either. Like, bro, they've mailed it in. Nobody likes Caleb. Very, very bad team. You think the Giants are in a bad spot. I think the Bears might be in a worse spot. At least the Giants have made like the playoffs recently. The Bears are just like on a, we can't get anything right. And we thought we had it right. Aren't they the most confusing team of the year? How do you get 4 wins early on in the year? The Hail Mary changed the course of their season.
I was going to say that, yeah.
I've never seen a singular play derail the outcome of a season because they win that game, then it's hopeful.
Yeah. And then you don't feel as high on Washington. Yeah, for sure. Back to what I said earlier. Worst GM ever? That guy wouldn't be back on the bus with me.
Oh, it sounds like you might be in, and this might be bad for the radio waves. It sounds like you might be into like a public execution, like if they perform that poorly.
Oh, bro, yeah.
If you were a GM,
if I was a GM, yeah. I would have like guys would only play for me because they got drafted, and even them, I'd have a lot of like Eli Manning, like, yo, I'm not playing for that fucking guy. But like, yo, I'll tell you this much, like me, I'd be like a dope fucking team owner because if my team won, it's like fucking brothels in Medellin and then fucking Rio. Like I'm paying for everything. Like I'm going crazy. Like there'll be statues.
GTA 6.
There'll be
add
like,
this.
Yeah,
add like dynasty
like
mode for real,
bro. If I was the owner, but yeah, listen, you guys want to go out? Go out. Lawrence Taylor, Bill Parcells, Lawrence Taylor, like that.
Yeah,
you got to just perform on the field on Sunday. Y'all can do whatever you want.
Yeah,
I got your back. I'll have money.
Here's the thing. You want your players doing drugs that you purchased for them and you tested for them, right? Like
if he gets me 200 yards, I'm in.
You don't want him just getting his shit off the streets, bro. You're a good owner.
Yeah, I would.
But if you drop the ball You will be publicly executed. That's just that's the way it is. I'm sorry.
Trading guys mid-game.
That's just the way it is.
Nah, there's a
mid-game trades. Awesome. You don't see it at all in football. It should happen
baseball all the time, right?
Baseball happens like regularly, but like in football, there needs to be no, son, you've been traded. That needs to happen.
Caleb Williams. I wish you were listening to the show. I hope you're listening to the show. This is what I said, bro. The crying, the wanting your puppy, the outfits, the fingernail painting. No one would care if you win. But when you tell the punter for the Bears that he's not going to punt much this year, and then he punted 8 times yesterday, and you're putting up stat lines that elite quarterbacks have in first quarters for the whole game, 120 yards, 217. You haven't thrown a touchdown in 3 weeks. 131 yards. Jaguars, you lit them up for 4 touchdowns, but okay, it's the Jaguars. What's that saying? DJ Moore, I think, is a top 10 wide receiver. I saw a funny meme, George, that was like, oh, $50 to win $1 million, and it was alt receiving yards, DJ Moore 40 yards. It's like, Jesus. That's how bad it's gotten for him over there. Look, man, this is, if you want to be embraced in any field, you have to be talented and you have to be good. They're not going to put up with this, regardless of how you feel about it, if you're not playing well. They're going to say it's a distraction. Oh, how many dudes have podcasts now that still play in the league? Michael Parsons put out a new episode this morning.
Did you listen to it?
I didn't listen to it, but I saw clips, and all the comments are like, you're putting more effort into your podcast than you are on the field. Like,
which, by the way, people, I'm going to say this, not true.
Not true.
Not true. These players do media every fucking day.
Right.
They're sitting down for 45 minutes. Do you think they're editing it?
Right. They're not.
Like, grow up, bro.
Yeah,
Come on,
yeah. I don't think. I mean,
45 minutes of their time.
Yeah, I think it's a little blown out of proportion. But
It
what
is.
I'm saying is people use that as an out to slander them. We saw 2 dudes start a podcast, then make $100 million off their podcast, and they went to the Super Bowl. Hell, the one guy's been to the Super Bowl back-to-back years in the Kelsey brothers.
Very tough to.
It's not. It's not like it's literally an hour out of your day. They probably have high-end fucking producers that put all their notes together, because I've worked on shows like that and I've seen it. So it's not this idea that like athletes doing. You're right, bro. They do media all the time. So now they're doing media for themselves and they're controlling their own narratives.
Yeah.
And they're setting themselves up for long-term success later down the road. And then guess what? You're putting in reps in front of camera. So then when you do retire, oh, yo, here's a network job. Here's a analyst job. You see it happen in the UFC all the time.
Yeah.
All those guys were active fighters and they were doing commentary. DC, Paul Felder, Dominic Cruz.
Yeah.
Now look, now they're the A team, B team, C team for the UFC. So I don't have a problem with it. I'm just saying that when you do, it could be viewed as a distraction. Yo, Kyler Murray, you play like shit because Call of Duty came out. Now, no one's talking about Kyler with Call of Duty. They've won 4 games in a row. He's having a great season. Cardinals first in the division. No one cares. No one cares if you're winning and you're playing well. They'll fucking buy the Call of Duty for you.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck. But the moment that you have 3 interceptions and you suck, you know what they're going to blame? Warzone. So that's what I mean with the podcasts and the athletes. You're right, bro. We're in this field. We've talked about it so many times. It's an art form.
Yeah.
It's not exactly fucking, we're not drilling holes into the center of the universe. It's not taking up our whole day.
Well, I do that sometimes just for fun, but
Sure.
beyond that, they're not editing the show. They got people that are definitely getting paid very handsomely for all of your advertising dollars because you're watching on YouTube. So you're helping them.
Yeah.
Regardless. They're free money. The Bears, until they fire their coach, and then there might be some like newfound spark. But I really do think it's like a anti-Caleb Williams train. That's what happens when you're so polarizing, man.
Mm-hmm.
You just cannot be just be middle of the road. Like, look at Drake May. Drake May has been making amazing plays, hasn't even made a single headline yet. Not one. Not a single headline. And winning games. Or at least covering the spread. Entertaining wise.
That's good. That's good to a lot of people.
But you know what? There's something to be said about if you feel like you're being extra, if you're that guy who's being extra, stop. Tone it down. Middle of the road, guys. We'll get to the end. You can't be polarizing year one in the NFL. Took Aaron Rodgers 15 years till he got cool. End of Green Bay when he said, fuck you guys. That's when he got really cool.
Yeah, became like a rebel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But until then, it was 15 years of middle of the road.
Yeah. I hear you, man. I hear you. I want to wrap week 10 with a conversation once again about, let's go back to the Thursday night football game.
Okay.
I didn't bet it, bro. I didn't bet Jamar Chase, man. I verbatim, dude. I even said what his odds were going to be after.
Wow.
Plus 700. That's what he is right now for Offensive Player of the Year. Last week, prior, he was 16-1. Goes out, has a monster game, 260 plus yards, 3 touchdowns. Now he's 7-1. He's in a contract year. I can't give up on the Bengals, bro. Am I crazy?
Don't give up on him. I'm being like very optimistic here. Don't ever give up on that because they have the opportunity, Nick, to put up video game like numbers for the remainder of this year. Like it doesn't even matter. Is it also, I have to ask you this question. Is it the Ravens secondary or are they that good? It's tough for me to diagnose with the Ravens. Like there's weeks in which I'm like, you guys are elite at the defensive positions like corner and safety. But then there's weeks in which they're getting torched and I'm confused. Is it play calling? Like,
look, I think
it's,
can I say both?
yeah, it's fair to say both.
So here's the thing, right? The Bengals are 4-6, right? And they're the 9 seed. Joe Burrow, 24 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. He's lit up the Ravens. He's lit up the Raiders. He's lit up the Ravens again. He lit up the Commanders. He lit up the Chiefs, right? And their wins are against the Giants, the Browns, the Raiders, the Panthers. So you're not exactly beating the juggernaut teams. The silver lining is that you're losing to them by 1 score, so you're not getting blown out also.
Yeah.
They're plus 150 to make the playoffs. The division, I don't think they could get the division. I think the division is going to come down to Pittsburgh and the Ravens, and ironically enough, that's one of the big matchups this week. A lot of banger fucking football games in week 11.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know how we always say, like, there's 2 weekends a year where it's like the +1 weekend, where it's like, yeah, you know what? You and Cameron, you guys should go out. Don't watch none of the games. I mean, I know you're going to end up watching, but like hypothetically speaking, this is where you would go apple picking, go shopping maybe. Not this weekend, bro.
No.
Not this weekend. And it starts Thursday night with the Commanders and the Eagles. And they're plus 150 to make the playoffs. They're 45-1 to win the Super Bowl. And they're going to get T. Higgins back. I think that's really important that they get T. Higgins back. Even though Chase Brown fumbled, I still like Chase Brown. Gesicki. Obviously, we know about Chase. Their defense was starting to play better, and I still trust that the defense has changed. It's, you know, Baltimore's also a buzzsaw on offense, too.
Mm-hmm.
They got the number 1 running back and quarterback in fantasy football, and like Zay Flowers is top 12. So they're putting up monster numbers this year on offense. I like the Bengals. I can't give up on the Bengals, and it leads me to this conversation before we get into Monday winners. I want to do sort of a rapid fire of what our playoff teams are going to be. Because the reason why I like the Bengals, I'm not asking them to catch the Ravens and the Steelers at 7 wins. I want them to catch the Chargers and the Broncos at 5-5 and 6-3.
That's what I was going to bring up.
It's the 6 and the 7 seeds I want them to capture. And like, yo, you kind of control your own destiny because you know who the Bengals play this week? They play the Chargers. So this is kind of like a loser leaves town match in one way, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then guess what? 3 weeks from now, you know who you play? No, in December, you play the Broncos. So you kind of can control your own destiny. It's the Sunday night football game this week against the Chargers. it's not exactly a home field advantage that the Chargers have. You do have the same draft clash division rivalry between Herbert and Burrow. But like, bro, the Bengals, man, I can't give up on them, George. I can't give up on them. They're going to come off extended rest going into this Chargers game. And then they have the bye after that. So if they win this Chargers game, they'll be 5-6. Then they go into the bye and they play home Pittsburgh, at Dallas, at Tennessee, home Browns, home Broncos, at Pittsburgh. It might come down to the division for Pittsburgh in week 18 or the Bengals to make the playoffs with a win. And then, bro, I'll tell you this, man. We've seen that dude go into Arrowhead. We've seen that dude go into Tennessee, when Tennessee was good with Vrabel. We've seen that dude go into Buffalo in the fucking snow. It don't matter. If I got Burrow, I'll take him in any place, especially how he's playing this year. So I can't give up on the Bengals. I think at 4-6, it comes down to this game this week. If they beat the Chargers, buckle up. Last year was dear Buffalo. This year it's dear Cincinnati. That was good, right?
That was great.
That's going to get clipped. Dom, clip this one, baby. Shouts to Dom, was over in Munich. The only good thing about the New York Giants franchise, our boy Dom.
I was about to say, bro, I know he probably can't like speak on the team, but I would love to have him on, even for like just a little bit, just to be like, just look at it, just be like, hey, give me body language right now. What are the vibes? What are we hearing on the down low?
Yeah, I feel you, man.
Be nice. I know. Maybe I just got to call him separately.
Yo, true story, he don't tell me nothing, bro.
Yeah?
Yeah. And I don't want him to because he got like a good position. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
He don't tell me nothing. The only thing he tells me is if he's traveling with the team, because like last year they were supposed to come, he was going to come when the Raiders played.
Oh, perfect.
And he ended up coming here, but we just couldn't connect. Him and I couldn't connect. But like, that's the only thing, And it's dope, man.
Class act.
He started. And also me, like, I'm not trying to dig for it,
Yeah.
Maybe in a couple years when.
Hey, and what are you trying to figure out?
Yeah, what?
What do you?
Are we gonna win 4 games this year? Whoa, no, fuck that. No, Dom, keep doing your thing, baby. Shouts to Dom, man.
Hey, but when we start doing good, the conversation will change.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Fuck yeah.
But anyways, you wanted to go through our playoff contenders. Your case for the AFC is solid, dude, and. Here's the thing. You're just not going to get 3 teams from the AFC North again this year. I just don't think it's going to happen. So can I list you off mine?
Sure, you could go first.
My AFC teams. I got the Chiefs, the Bills, the Ravens, the Steelers, Broncos, Houston, and the Chargers.
Okay. I have, in order, Chiefs, Bills, Ravens, Texans, Steelers, Chargers, Bengals. If you're giving me Bengals versus Broncos for that last spot, I'm going to take Joe B.
We're going to see. Is that game in Mile High?
That game is going to be in Cincinnati.
Ooh.
Which, honestly, they might be better off because they haven't won a game in Cincy. They won 1 game in Cincinnati, and it was against the Raiders.
Yeah.
Congrats.
It is cursed.
Yeah.
Cursed field.
So,
okay.
Those are my playoff teams. So that's another reason why I like the Bengals. I don't want the Bengals to catch the Steelers and the Ravens. I don't think they can. But they could catch Denver, and that's what I'm looking at in this situation. And that's what you should be looking at if you agree with George and I on the Bucs. We want them to catch Atlanta, which they're 2.5 games back because of the tiebreaker. But that's what we're looking at. What do you got in the NFC?
Lions, Commanders, Eagles, Bucs.
Who do you have winning the East?
I got the Commanders.
Whoa, I disagree.
They're going to do it.
Yeah.
There's a bit of the Eagles that is too status quo. Like, the team is going to eventually hit a bit of a fucking dead end with the way that their offense is operating, bro. Like, Jalen Hurts, you guys saw it last year, and it shocks me that these franchises do these to their premier players. but you're running him in the ground. You're putting him in way more situations that are going to lead to you guys being like, what are we going to do week 18 or first week of the playoffs when he's on a hurt ankle or whatever? Like you can't continually offensively scheme your quarterback to do that and think that that's going to win you games. That's why I've got the Commanders winning that division. It's solely I think the coaching is better. I think Dan Quinn's a way better coach. I think Cliff Kingsbury's on a fuck you tour.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that part. On that part, I'm with you. I just think the talent is better on Philly. But, yo, I'll tell you this much, bro. I want to see them with Lattimore. We didn't really talk about that last week.
Yeah.
We forgot to. Shame on us. Actually, shame on me.
It is what it is.
Because you did mention it. And I was like, nah, it's not that important. And then I was like, that was really dumb to not mention the trades. And Commanders, right? They get Lattimore. And I don't think they lose that game to Pittsburgh if he plays. Because the guy Forbes, like people are like, yo, bro, get this guy in the XFL.
Yeah.
That's even a league anymore. It's been pretty rough for the secondary for the Commanders. And I agree with you, bro. I think that there's the schedule. Now, what sucks about Washington is like, damn, bro, it's not Forbes. It was St. Juste.
Yeah.
St. Juste was the one. Forbes already has gotten benched. But yeah, Marshawn Lattimore coming in. So like what sucks is they might be on a 2-game losing streak in like 6 days. The Commanders, losing that game to Pittsburgh. And then now you got that short week on the road going to play Philly. First time Jaden Daniels goes into Philly. And I know the Commanders have been the only team to really have Philly's number over the last couple of years. Like even when they sucked, they like beat Philly.
Yeah. Sam Howell, 300 yards.
They were the ones that ended the streak, I believe, if I remember correctly, on Monday Night Football. Yeah, I'm getting the thumbs up from Isaiah. Yeah, they beat them on Monday Night Football with Sam Howell. They were like a 9-point underdog, and they won outright. So, yeah, it's just one of those weird things. That's why everyone always said that the NFC East, like the division, always is a banger, even if the guys aren't good.
Yeah.
So, my NFC playoff teams, Lions, Eagles, 49ers, Falcons, Commanders, Packers. For as much as I want to say the Rams, I'm going to go with the Cardinals, bro.
Yeah, this game tonight showed us a lot.
Yeah, because
Monday Night Football, they got trounced. Matt Stafford looked old, and they could not block anybody. And that's a Miami defense that we were having the soft conversation. We had to make the soft clip, which everybody gave us mad shit about on social media. It's like, hey, learn how to take a joke. Or
hey, listen, bro, look.
Implied humor.
I was getting cooked for the picks 2 weeks ago, but the engagement was up on TikTok. So it's one of those, it's like the Alonzo Mourning gif. You've seen it? Where it's like,
yeah. Hey, ain't it that bad? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I agree with you. You can't put the Rams in that position. San Francisco's back to it, Like,
yeah.
You'd already know it's
Dude, what about Ricky? Ricky Pearsall. Another white skill position player, bro.
The way he ran to that end zone, like,
yeah,
you could just tell that man had been shot in the chest. Like,
yeah,
he was scoring that touchdown no matter what.
Yeah.
It was just a different gear that he hit.
Yeah.
Good on him. Amazing moment. I like the Cardinals a lot. Like every week, Marvin Harrison gets better and better and better.
Yeah.
Early on in the year, they hit him. I've heard a lot of people say like Kyler Murray has the switch. Like football's a hobby to Kyler Murray. Like in the sense that he's so good at football, like he could turn it on and off whenever he wants. And I think we are in one of these phases of Kyler Murray being like, no, this is kind of fun right now. Like just imagine Nick being good at not just one professional sport, but he could go play baseball right now and make hundreds of $millions as well. And he's probably kick ass at Call of Duty. Like life has never been hard for him ever. Yeah. So like football to him is like, this is fun. On Sundays, I got to do this. Cool.
I do this once a week. Dope.
This is kind of sick.
Yeah. Fuck, man. You know, every time I watch the Cardinals, bro, I'm upset that I didn't pull the trigger on them at 15-1 to win the division. I picked the wrong 2 division last place teams, bro. I picked the Jets and I picked the Panthers, where I liked the Commanders and I liked the Cardinals.
Yeah.
At least with the Commanders, I said Dan Quinn for Coach of the Year. But to your point last week, bro, if fucking Andy Reid goes 16-1, how's it not him? So, yeah, fuck. I think, you know what we got to do next year? We got to just bet all the last. Whoever finishes last this year, we're going to bet all of them to win the division next year.
Because you'll make your money back profit-wise.
If one of them hits,
yeah, you're going to make it back.
probably going to get like 11-1. So, yeah, you'd probably end up profitable.
Depends on how big you're betting. But yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something
That's
to
a good
consider.
idea.
Something to consider.
That's a good idea.
Let's do a little bit of Patreon before we get into Monday winners. Big ups to the members of the Patreon. We are currently at, as we refresh the page, we are at 78 paid members of the Patreon. Shout out to all of you. Patreon.com/veteransminimum. We got the following people: Abel Resin, Daniel Gibson, Mahul Patel, Ben Coetzee, and Christopher Velasquez, Derek Plates, Devin Rendon, Dylan Chadwick, Jerry Shapiro, Jordan Riley, Mike Stevens, Nick Crummich, and Thomas Robinson. Thank you all for your contributions to the Patreon. Remember, for $1 American, you can join the Patreon. You won't even realize it on your statements. That's how dope joining the Patreon would be. Like, you don't even, if it's under $25, bro, I'll be honest, I don't even like look at it.
Right.
I'm just like, oh, okay. Until I realized that Netflix is $24 now. That kind of upset me.
And by the way, we give you way more than Netflix provides.
Oh, yeah.
Like real talk, no exaggeration.
Yeah.
What has Netflix come out with recently that people give a shit about?
Nothing.
What? You want another Menendez brother documentary?
You want to watch Breaking Bad for the 8th time? No, give us $1, bro. $1 American. It's 3 cents a day. That's even crazier when you break that down into context. And then for $5 a month, you get the best sports betting package on the fucking planet.
Make
right?
your money back.
16 cents a day. All right? Year over year, we win. Month over month, we win. All right? Shitty week last week. Really good week this week. We're up. For $5, you get that. Access to the Discord, building out the community, giveaways. Like we said, the Maurice Claret helmet last month. Going to decide on Wednesday what the giveaway is going to be for November. Roll call, you get shout outs, the whole nine. Patreon.com/veteransminimum. Come on, you fucks. $1, bro.
Do it.
$1. Come on, you spend money on worse.
Way worse.
Monday winners. Last week I gave out 2. I did say that if the 49ers didn't win, I wasn't going to count that one as my Monday winner. But I'm going to count it. 8-3-1 on the year are the Monday winners.
Love to hear that.
Had the Bengals plus 6.5. I love these 2 picks again. I really love these 2 picks again. First, I'm going to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers plus 3.5 at home against the Baltimore Ravens. Check this out. If you just bet the underdog in this matchup, 18-2-3 against the spread. If you took anyone in this matchup and you just bet the dog, since Tomlin and Harbaugh have been coaches, mind you, there's been backup quarterbacks, there's been shit quarterbacks, there's been MVP quarterbacks and Super Bowl winning quarterbacks. 18-2-3 against the spread as 3 or more point underdogs. If you just bet the underdog in this matchup, 80% hit rate.
That's insane.
That is very rare. You don't see that often. And I like this. Lamar Jackson has 4 career touchdowns against the Pittsburgh Steelers in 6 seasons and has only 1 win, with the only win coming back in 2019. He's also 34% against the spread as a favorite between 3 to 10 points. And Tomlin, 60% against the spread against teams with a 500 record or more when he's an underdog. So like we gotta take him. I think this could be a sneaky shootout because I think for how well Baltimore's offense is playing, how bad their defense is, And Russell Wilson, bro, like, remember last year I was kind of saying, like, yo, he's not really playing that bad. It's just that when it looks ugly, it looks really ugly.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, his stats were underwhelming. You know, he had 26 touchdowns to 8 or 9 interceptions. I'd take that on the Giants.
Fact.
And I think he's opened up the offense now. They got Mike Williams, his only target. He scored a touchdown. Pickens seems to be making an Odell Beckham Jr. catch every week.
Yep.
And Najee Harris is running the ball hard for them on offense. So I like Pittsburgh in this one. Give me your Monday winner.
Nick, I want to take the Patriots again as a dog. The Patriots are cover monsters. I'm going to keep on saying it. They're the Cardinals of last year. It doesn't matter the spread. They're playing the Rams, right? We felt like we should feel somewhat afraid, but then the Rams put out a performance like they did tonight, and I feel the comfortability of the Rams on a shorter week now that they're on Monday Night Football. Patriots a little extra time to prepare. They're not a team you want to face right now. They're a sneaky, efficient team, the Patriots are. And if the Rams drop this one, I mean, this is threat level midnight for the Rams. Like, what do you do at the end of this year? Is Stafford staying? You know, what is Stafford's contract looking like?
I'm not sure. I don't have it in front of me.
Okay. But beyond that, Monday winner, Patriots.
Okay.
I'm riding with it. I could go against Packers -6 against the Bears. Fade the Bears all year. Could be another one. You had 5 that you really liked. You said you wanted to do something massive.
I'm gonna do something that I haven't done on the show this early in the week, but I'm gonna put a 5-leg parlay in right now. I said to George that I guarantee 5-0, and boy, is this gonna look amazing when we clip this, and then people come back to it and they're like, "Holy shit, this guy did go 5-0." Ready?
Hit me with it.
Steelers +3.5. Your Denver Broncos -1 against the Falcons in Denver. San Francisco at home -6.5. Bengals +1 in the Chargers. I'm gonna do it. Buffalo -1.5.
That's the one. You have my full commitment. You brought up the stat earlier. This is the week. Pat Mahomes can't do everything. The Bills are going to trounce him.
Yeah.
So how much you putting down on that? What are we going to
100 for 2,500.
Wow.
Yeah.
5 for 5.
Yeah.
Are you sure this is Monday, Nick?
Yeah.
This is Monday night. We're recording. Monday winners is usually just one.
Yeah.
Now, are you going to change your picks at all?
5-legger. No. As a matter of fact, at this very moment right now, the graphic is going to come up with the ticket confirmed. And it's on one of these apps in town that I can't cash out my bet. Also, we don't cash out our bets. That's 3 condoms. We don't do that.
No.
So, yeah. 5-0 this week, bro. It's the best I've felt about picks this early. I've never put all 5 picks in from this early. I like every single one of them. I did the Joe Namath, baby. Might show up next Monday. This happens. Fur coat, bro. No shirt on.
King's robe.
That's how I'm showing
King's
up.
crown.
Yeah. Yep.
I like this, Nick. 2,500. Are you going to use the money that you just won to go purchase yourself like a King's robe?
Yeah.
Where would you get?
And then I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna give you some of my winnings.
This guy. This fucking guy. I'm gonna put in the same parlay too, though. I'll tail it.
Yeah,
I'll tail it,
man. Come on,
I'm gonna add one more leg in there.
Whoa, you're getting crazy. All right, what are you gonna add?
It's the Patriots.
You
didn't seem too happy that I chose the Patriots. You're like, man, this guy's back in trash.
Yeah, I don't know. The Pats, like, yeah, they
cover.
Yeah, they do.
This was a very meaningful game for the Rams tonight.
Yep.
The Rams losing this game, it puts you on the what are we going to do next season type of mindset, unfortunately.
Yeah. Hell yeah, bro.
Um,
I'm looking forward to it. Banger of another Thursday night football game once again. Don't have any plays on that, but if we do, it'll be in the Discord. It'll be in on Patreon. Thank you all for listening once again to Veterans Minimum, the #1 sports betting vibe on the internet. Make sure you subscribe, share, comment, thumbs up. We've even said, like, if you want to leave a shitty comment, as long as it's 5 stars, we're down. You know, we deal with it. There's the life we chose is the game that we like to play. This was fun. Hopefully we have a dope guest on later this week. If not, you'll get us two once again, clanging and banging, baby. All things Veterans Minimum or at Veterans Minimum. George, where can they find you?
At Mr. George Carmona is where you can find me. Next episode, I'm going to be asking you guys to do something for me in form of a contract extension. So stay tuned for that. See you on the next one. Peace.
In his element, I'm a gold medalist, bronze like your medal is. So many deer in headlights, but it's bedtime. Hear that supper bell, main course be the venison.
Dab. Most dangerous game. Either kill or be